Welcome to my channel. Today we will be telling the story of her dad's old toolbox. So make sure to leave a like rating on this video. And without further ado, let's begin. She had always known her father as a quiet man. He was a man of few words, but he was kind and loving to his only child, his little girl. Now she misses him dearly because her dad passed away when she was still young. She barely remembers anything about him, except for the love he showed her. She also remembers his toolbox. He would take care of his tools. They were well organized and neatly stored in the garage. His toolbox was his pride and joy. He took it with him everywhere. But when he died, everything changed. Her mother sold their house and moved to another city. All of her father's belongings were left behind, and the new owner wanted that old toolbox gone. Fast forward 10 years, and the now young adult decides to pay her father's old house a visit. It had been several years since she had seen the home, and even longer since she had laid eyes on her father's toolbox. The new owner had allowed her to come back and collect some of her things, among them being her father's toolbox. She found it buried in the garage under years of dust. She brushed off the top, revealing a faded label. It read, "John's Tools." She traced her finger across the lettering and then reached for the handle. It was cold to the touch and heavier than she had anticipated. With trembling hands, she opened it, revealing an array of tools that brought back childhood memories. There were wrenches, screwdrivers, and pliers, each bearing the imprints of her father's calloused hands. The scent of sawdust and motor oil filled her nostrils, transporting her back 2 days spent in her father's workshop. As she delved deeper into the toolbox, her heart sank. It wasn't just tools she found. Nestled between a tape measure and a hammer was a worn leather-bound journal. Its pages, brittle with age, contained entries chronicling not just repairs and projects, but also deeply personal thoughts and dreams. Among these relics from her father's past was a small wooden box. She recognized the intricate carvings on its surface. Her father had made it for her when she was 8, presenting it as a treasure chest filled with trinkets and mementos from her childhood. As she lifted the lid, a gust of wind suddenly slammed the tool chest shut, causing her to yelp. Startled by the noise, she turned around, half expecting to find someone messing around, but the coast was clear. No one else was there. It was just her and the dusty old toolbox. Still, she couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that someone or something was watching her. Deciding to ignore the unsettling incident, she continued sorting through her father's belongings. As she reached further into the toolbox, her fingers brushed against something hard. She pulled out a tarnished silver locket. Curiosity piqued. She opened it. Inside, 2 pictures tumbled out. One was of a young woman with kind eyes and a warm smile, presumably her mother. The other was of a man, ruggedly handsome with a twinkle in his eye, her father. But it was the inscription on the back of the locket that sent chills down her spine. It read, "To my beloved Thomas," signed off with a name that wasn't her father's. Confusion and unease filled her as she tried to piece together this mystery. It was at that moment she noticed something peculiar about the tools themselves. Each one was engraved with a name. Some were simple, others bore dates or initials. At first, she thought they belonged to her father's friends. He had a wide circle of buddies who enjoyed tinkering as much as he did. But as she continued examining the tools, a horrifying realization dawned on her. Each name was also etched into the wood of the toolbox. This wasn't just a coincidence. Her father hadn't merely collected these tools. He had collected victims. Her heart pounded in her chest as she realized the grim possibility. Had her father been involved in something sinister? Was this toolbox a macabre trophy cabinet of his crimes? The thought was chilling. More than just tools, each item was a silent witness to a life she knew nothing about. Their presence both fascinated and horrified her. What secrets did they hold? What stories could they tell, if only they could speak? With newfound determination, she began meticulously cleaning each tool, hoping to uncover more clues about their origins. The task was daunting, but she was driven by a need to understand the darkness that might have lurked within her father's seemingly ordinary life. Days turned into weeks as she dedicated herself to this strange mission. She researched the names, scoured old phone books, and even visited local antique shops, hoping to find someone who might recognize the tools or know their history. But her efforts seemed futile. The deeper she delved, the more elusive the answers became. Just when her hope was dwindling, she decided to seek help from an unlikely source, an online forum specializing in antique tool identification. She posted pictures of the tools along with what little information she had, hoping that someone out there might know more. The response was overwhelming. Within hours, she had dozens of replies, each offering a piece of the puzzle, from the worn handles to the subtle engravings. The tools were meticulously analyzed, and slowly but surely, a picture began to emerge. The tools weren't just ordinary items, they were, in fact, extremely rare and valuable antiques. Each piece had been crafted during a specific era and place, and remarkably, they all seemed to have belonged to one family. The Vanderbilts were known for their wealth and influence during that time period, but they were also rumored to be involved in some less savory activities. As she absorbed this information, a chill ran down her spine. Could her father have stumbled upon these tools by chance? Or was there a more sinister connection? Determined to find out, she began researching the Vanderbilt family, poring over old newspapers, court records, and even genealogical charts. She wanted to know everything about them, their habits, their businesses, their secrets. She felt like she was on the verge of a major breakthrough. Suddenly, while examining a faded photograph, she noticed a striking resemblance between one of the Vanderbilt sons and her own father. The more she looked, the more convinced she became. Could her father have been related to the Vanderbilts? Had he inherited these tools and their dark history? The thought both intrigued and frightened her, but she was determined to get to the bottom of it. So she took matters into her own hands. She tracked down the current Vanderbilt family members, hoping they might shed light on the mystery. But to her surprise, they were reluctant to talk. They dodged her questions and offered vague, unhelpful answers. It was as if they were hiding something. Did they know about the tools? Did they have something to do with her father's past? The lack of answers only fueled her determination. Determined to uncover the truth, she decided to visit the Vanderbilt family estate. It was an imposing structure, a testament to the family's former wealth and power. But it was also shrouded in secrecy and rumors of a troubled past. As she stepped onto the property, she couldn't shake off the feeling that she was being watched. Every creak of the old house, every rustle of the leaves seemed to carry a whisper of the secrets it held. With a deep breath, she approached the front door, ready to confront whatever mysteries awaited her. Inside, she found more clues that pointed towards her father's connection to the Vanderbilts. Old letters, diaries, and ledgers that hinted at a shared history. She pieced together the fragmented stories, uncovering a tale of love, betrayal, and hidden identities. Through her research, she learned that her father had indeed been related to the Vanderbilt family. His grandfather had been a distant cousin of the Vanderbilts, and after the family's fortune had dwindled, they had pawned off many of their possessions, including the tools. But there was more. Her father had discovered a secret passageway in the Vanderbilt mansion. It was a hidden tunnel that connected to another part of the property where illegal activities were taking place. In a shocking turn of events, she uncovered evidence that her father's own family had been involved in the illicit dealings. It was a revelation that shook him to his core and forced him to confront the darkness that had stained his family's past. As she delved deeper, she found herself in grave danger. Those who had been involved in the family's hidden activities were desperate to keep their secrets buried. She became the target of their threats and intimidation, forced to flee from those who wanted her silenced. But she refused to back down. Determined to expose the truth, she went on the run, uncovering more clues and facing more danger. She discovered a network of corruption and deceit that reached far beyond the Vanderbilt family. Finally, she found herself at a crossroads, with the power to bring down those responsible for her father's death. She had the chance to avenge her father and expose the truth, but it came at a great cost. She would never be able to undo what had happened, but she could ensure that justice was served. And that is the end of today's story. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and make sure to leave a like rating on this video if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more creepy content. We hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.